Hello, guys. This is Nathaniel Clay from Just Press Play,
And this is Hunter.
and happy early 4th of July, everybody. Today, we're just going to go into what recently happened with Anthem, which is somewhat surprising in my opinion because you wouldn't think that this would ever happen, but sometimes it might happen by accident, or sometimes it might just happen because the company's very careless about it and they don't really care about it that much, and they Photoshop buttons in and stuff like that. So, just to update you, the audience, and Juan. Juan, did you know that, Sony actually, I don't know who did it, I don't know if Bioware did it. This is not the gameplay of the Sony one. I was not able to find it, which is very strange. I think they deleted it or something like that. I was not able to find it, but
hmm
overall, what's your opinion on, Sony technically just re-uploading the Xbox One X trailer and.
Okay, if you ask me, there must have been some accident happening. You know what I mean? Because
Mhm.
usually Sony isn't as careless, or they're not that stupid.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? They are a company. They're a business. Doing something like this is unprofessional, and not only it's just plain stupid, basically.
Mhm.
And I don't think Sony. I hold them with highest regard, both Sony and Microsoft, due to the fact that they have a good, well, they have a very, they're one of the best, companies out there to get a console and everything. They both make mistakes, but this one's one of the biggest because you don't expect this from Sony. You
You
know what I
don't,
mean?
and they did remove the video. So they did.
Like,
Oh, they did remove the video.
I don't expect it at all. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I expected maybe some like tiny little uh company to do it accidentally or some shit, but Sony, come on.
But I think they knew what they were doing because
You really think so?
as your gamer goes into it, it was photoshopped off,
Jesus.
and look, it looks like they did a really fucking horrible job at it.
I'm telling you, maybe
This is
someone went.
not good because
That is
number
good at
one,
all.
it's pretty bad PR because hardware wise, it's bad PR. A person would get an Xbox. Anybody who's like, I guess anybody who's like real well informed with like hardware and like into technology like me, if I was to see this from Sony, I would kind of not really want to buy a PS4 Pro. I'd be like, huh, I want to buy who really provided that footage. So it happened at the 339 mark. I wonder if I can actually find that 335 mark on the re-uploaded trailers. Thank you for Push Square for re-uploading it. You don't own the rights to this, right, Push Square? We're gonna check this out. I know Bioware does, but thanks to you having it, you're helping us out a lot. Just letting you know. So you said 3 minutes and 39 seconds. So we're just gonna go out a little bit and see where 34. Okay, I'm gonna play it right now and see what he's talking about. Hmm.
Yeah, you see it? Left and right bumper. It's RB. Yeah, yeah. That's weird.
Maybe no. That's LRB. I'm trying to see.
Hold on. I look at my own controller. Well, what's the okay? Go back to the article again.
Alright, I'm trying to find. I don't really see anything with the buttons. That's a. I think. Okay, well, I'm guessing this has to be real though. This is a real snapshot from YouTube. Maybe that's not the official one, but it's like kind of glitches in. You can actually see that they pasted over it. That probably wasn't the official one, but that's crazy, right?
It is a bit, yeah.
That's weird, in my opinion. That's extremely weird. I'm just gonna say it right now though.
I'm
Why not just
disappointed a little bit.
a little disappointed, but why not just fucking ask BioWare if they have a PS4 copy of the game instead of just sticking like probably a DVD into the PS4 and then playing footage from the Xbox One. And because here's what I think they did. They used
Okay.
Adobe Premiere, got the Xbox One footage. I'm guessing asked BioWare or who EA either did it or Sony asked to do it. Whoever did it, whoever done it, decided, okay, go in the photo editor, add these icons or these PNGs, these transparent PNGs over the original buttons, and do a really shitty job at it.
Yup.
And it looks bad. So when that plays that clip, it comes over as a different transition. Like you can do, you can put an image over your video, like you do with like OBS or Adobe Premiere, even Movie Maker, which is not easy, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I
It
gotcha.
doesn't look good. It really doesn't look good. In my honest opinion, though, it was once again, it was right for them to remove the video because once again, if Microsoft, even Nintendo was to do this, it would get a lot of flack. It would get a lot of flack. But at the same time, it's like, who do you trust? You know, who do you really trust? Do you trust Bioware? Do you trust Sony? A lot of articles are saying that it's mostly
Bioware's fault or what?
I think it's Sony.
I'll tell you this. To me, it's fault for Sony for not asking, for not asking what's in the Bioware for like, oh, can you give me a copy? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
But
Sony
at the
or
same
Bioware.
time,
But either of them, it was wrong. Keep going. What are you saying?
but at the same time, I feel like it's like, oh, maybe it's Bioware's fault because maybe Bioware didn't give him the footage or the game. You know what I mean?
Or maybe it just, or something I think that actually really did happen, um, which I think actually probably did happen. Yeah.
Which would be.
Bioware just never really started on the port for the PS4.
Hmm.
They made the
You
Xbox
think
One
there is?
version of it.
Do you think that there is not a port for the?
I don't think it exists. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think they've worked on porting it over to the PS4 hardware yet. I think they're probably like in the middle of working on the PC version, and then they're working on the PlayStation version, and that's probably what happened. They just didn't have it ready on time.
That could make sense, but at the same time, we don't know. We honestly don't know because
No, but I still don't
it's
think it's right.
corporations. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's still not right though. But I mean,
It isn't.
Hmm. It's already not looking so good for either Sony or BioWare.
It really isn't.
And to me, it's I think I call it laziness. Oh yeah, I definitely think they did Photoshop the buttons. They did Photoshop the buttons. We know that for a fact. Photoshop just edited them in because any Adobe product is able to do this shit with no issues whatsoever.
Yep. It's weird. Like it's weird seeing it and weird, that it happened. You know what I mean? To me, it's hard to believe that it happened.
And you gotta remember though, every article has said so far, you have to remember one thing. The reason why it gets a little bit worse after this, if you think about it, is that this game was running natively on the Xbox One X hardware.
True.
That's where it gets a little bit worse. So it's like, uh-oh, you're literally saying that this game is how the game looks on your hardware. That's where it gets a little bit worse, a little bit misleading.
Yeah, I gotcha.
And then I can see that actually upsetting. And I can see people going like, hey, and I can see Microsoft being upset about that. Microsoft hasn't said anything though. They're probably laughing.
Who knows, honestly? Because it's just I want to say that. Oh, God damn.
Keep going.
I want to say that that maybe it's not none of their fault. Like it's not Sony's fault. It's not any of their fault because they're both very respectable companies. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that it happened, and an executive or whoever, someone's in charge, just let it happen, just pisses me off a little bit.
Yeah, that's true.
Because it just doesn't seem fathomable. Doesn't seem right,
Yeah.
God damn it.
They messed up.
What are your thoughts? Like seriously.
I think they kind of messed up with that. So now it's going to be a little bit of, with PS4 owners, they're going to have a little bit of a lack of trust with the PS4 version of the game. They're gonna have a little bit of lack of trust on picking this version of the game up. They're probably gonna be like, I'll wait. They're probably gonna wait for the reviews and see how the performance is. I would do the same thing.
Do you think Sony's gonna backpedal on this? Like they already did, but
They're
I mean,
probably gonna
make a.
well, deleting the videos and backpedaling. It's just more like burying. What they had to do more so what they had to do now is just apologize and say like, hey, we weren't trying to mislead people, and then move on. Or Bioware needs to say the same thing to keep people on board, because EA needs that money in the sales, and EA is probably like, we need that game to sell well, and that's when and I'm gonna just let everyone know who's the fanboy of whatever console you own. I'm gonna be honest with you right now. These third-party companies do not give a fuck. Like literally, when they're releasing these, multi-plat games, they worry about sales. So that's one thing that EA and BioWare are going to be worrying about the most.
Yeah.
That's what they're gonna be worrying about the most. They don't really care if it's like it looks better on each console. They don't want the PS4 sales to be low. So they're gonna probably either they're gonna apologize first, or Sony's gonna do the
So you
same.
think this is like a desperation because of the Xbox One X?
No, I just think it's laziness. I just think they just didn't, or I just think that they had like no large amount of. They just did the game just wasn't ready for the PS4 yet. That's what I think just happened. But at the same time, I still think it's misleading.
I agree.
I think it's extremely misleading. I seriously do think it's very misleading. And I think they need to notice that, and hopefully they do apologize about it. So, that's it for now, guys. Happy early 4th of July. This is just Press Play signing off, and, you there, Hunter?
Yeah, I'm here. Have a good day, guys.
Alright, see you guys later. See you
Peace.
guys later.